We are here in Puebla, Mexico. Now what we want to share with you in this video is everything that you need to know when you travel here, from the top sites you want to see while you're here, some of the top areas to stay, and maybe some of the foods to try.
We're also going to cover our costs, so you're going to know exactly how much we spent a week here in Puebla.
And where we are starting right now is at Puebla's secret underground tunnels. Now this area is located just about a mile outside of town, not a hard walk, or you can take an Uber ride here. They're open Tuesday through Sunday, and they're open from 10 o'clock until I believe 7 o'clock at night. The nice thing is we came on a Tuesday. We did not expect that to be the case, is that it is free on Tuesdays. Any other day is going to cost you about $1.60 to go down.
All right, now these tunnels have been around for 3.5 centuries, and they tend to run about 12 to 13 kilometers. Now, we're definitely not going to do that whole thing today, but if it's a hot day out, it's nice to come down here because it's nice and cool.
Now we read up a little bit before we came down here, just to kind of know a little bit of the history, but the nice thing is the history is also in English if you need that, so very helpful.
So you come up out of the first tunnel. There's a nice lady standing there, and she guides you right into a second tunnel you go down into, and I think there's 3. We don't know yet.
Yeah, we're not sure. We didn't know that there was multiple. They call it like this is the second experience, so we'll see if there's how many experiences there are.
Sounds like there's a dog down here somewhere too.
They have some sound effects piped into this one. Now mobility wise, if you can do stairs and get down the stairs, because you do have to take those to get to the underground area, there's no elevators, but inside the tunnels you'd probably be just fine getting around. It's actually very modern. We're surprised by that. That is a must-do while you're here. Now, when you're done walking through the bottom, one thing we will say is that there were 4 experiences that we walked through, so it takes you a little ways, but you can cut out at any point that you want at each one of the experiences. But the final experience brings you out at a really massive park, so if you kind of want to walk around a park and have green space, it's a good place to go.
Yeah, if you want to keep walking, you can. Now, for us, that was free because it's Tuesday, well worth it. But even if we had to pay the $1.50-ish, it's still well worth the time. Now you can spend a half an hour, 45 minutes down there. You can spend 2 hours down there if you'd like to. It's up to you. It's worth it either way.
Now we're off to the next top destination you want to make sure to visit. Now one thing you want to make sure not to miss is the street markets. The market that we're at right now is the Parian market. It's known for all the souvenirs, some candy shops, some other food, some restaurants, but just a fun place to walk through if you want to maybe pick up a few souvenirs.
Puebla del Rosario is the church right behind me. We're going to take a quick tour. Now there's a lot of churches you can go through while you're here, but this one here is supposed to be one of the best. Now make sure you cover your shoulders and your knees just like any place else, and it's free to get into.
So one of the things that this church is known for is the elaborate gold plating. It's actually so impressive because the whole front area is just solid gold. Very beautiful. The area out there was impressive, but this area is absolutely crazy cool. Wow.
Yeah, this rivals any place that we've seen in Europe. It's beautiful. Carrie's getting all this on Instagram too, so make sure you follow us on Instagram.
So we can sometimes be pretty churched out because we see a lot of them in our travels, but this is a must-see while you're here. It is absolutely gorgeous inside. Just allow yourself about 20 minutes to walk through. Okay, Puebla is known for its sweets, 300 of them to be exact, or around 300. Now there's a street called Kaleidoscope, and I believe that's how you pronounce it anyways, and the full street is 3 blocks long, and it is lined with candy shops.
Oh.
Now there, Brian's excited. We actually haven't had breakfast yet, so I'm not sure this is the best way to start our day, but there are a few things that you want to try and have been recommended to us while we're here, so let's go find
Better
it.
way to start the day. Some candy. Check it out, these are variety packs. Let's get a variety
A bit
pack.
of everything.
If she doesn't answer me, it means no. No, Brian. These are boring. They're not even candy.
I know they're not, but I like them, so I'm getting for later.
¿O quiere el de sal? Los de sal quiero.
So there's lemon. I don't know what flavor this one is.
I like lemon.
This one I think is mango. Were you getting that?
Yeah.
Do you want me just to get it and we'll get it all together?
I've actually had that before. It's really tasty.
Gracias. So a couple of the things we were supposed to try, the camotes, which you have. Now what this is it is sweet potato mixed with different flavorings. People say that they really like them. They're not supposed to be very sweet. We're gonna give it a try. They don't look terribly. Okay, well if Brian gives it the go ahead, like, oh, then that's pretty good because he's a sweets guy. You know what they actually are?
They're actually pretty good.
Pretty tasty.
They come in the shape of a cigar.
Yeah, they look like little cigars. So the pack we got kind of has a mix of all different kind of flavors in there. And I don't even know what flavor that one is. I'm gonna say it's like a honey flavored because it didn't have there. Normally there's orange flavored and set that in there.
They do not come with napkins.
Put this in there.
Oh.
There we go. Okay. Now the other thing that we are supposed to try, and this came recommended by our a waiter at the restaurant we were
the
at.
hostess with the mostest. We will recommend that restaurant later on this video, so stay tuned for that.
I believe they're called tamotes.
Tamotes sounds good to me.
Something of that sort.
It looks
Anyway.
like breakfast.
So what it is it's a cookie, and then the top of it is sweetened condensed milk and ground up pumpkin seeds. So sounded pretty interesting to me. You know, they're actually really good.
Yeah.
They remind me of kind of like a Christmas sugar cookie a little bit.
I love sugar cookies.
Yeah. So those are good. Everything we bought here ended up being $5 is ultimately what it was. And you got a little bottle of some kind of liqueur. Did we want to drink this? Mm-hmm. Okay, so we're gonna drink this too. Why wouldn't we?
Gotta wash it down.
This is our breakfast.
This isn't even too thirsty yet.
No.
That'll come too.
Yeah, I don't think that this little teeny bottle qualifies as a too thirsty drink anyway.
Yeah.
So, all right. So this is called Santa Ynez. So I have no idea what the.
It's
I'm
tasty
gonna try
looking.
and see.
It's gonna be vanilla-y and delicious.
Ooh. So, kind of reminds me of eggnog. Liquor eggnog, which is one of
eggnog.
Brian's favorite things at Christmas time. So, which is coming up in a few months.
We're gonna
So,
get some more of that.
yeah, that's actually pretty darn tasty. So, there's the bottle you want of that one. That's really darn good.
I'm gonna still carry his cookie.
I think those are so cute. Okay, now where we are is the Zacola de Puebla. Now that is the center square, and it's like any center square that we find around the world. It is usually kind of a park setting, surrounded by restaurants, and just a lot of activity going on.
Yeah, a lot of families, a lot of kids, a lot of things going on. We were down here yesterday, and it was a day off. It was Independence Day, and a lot of puppet shows and a lot of kid activities going on.
Yeah.
So it's kind of the central square for your family-friendly activities.
Now the next place you want to see is the Cathedral de Puebla. Now that is behind me right here and hard to miss because it is right off of the center square. This cathedral is also free to go into, so let's go check it out. Do you tickets?
No,
Okay.
it's free.
Oh, okay.
Where are you from?
United States.
Pardon?
United States.
When was the last time you were in a library, Carrie?
A really long time.
High school?
Embarrassing to say how long. Well, you don't need to anymore. Everything's online now.
Yeah, I do all my research online.
So we're here in the library, so I'm going to talk a little quiet. This was built in the 17th century and is recognized by UNESCO for being the oldest and I believe the largest library in the Americas. So this is pretty impressive inside. I'm not a huge reader, but this is pretty cool to be surrounded by all these old books. Now online it listed there was a fee to get into, but when we got here, it was free to come in.
I wonder if they still use the Dewey Decimal System.
I don't see any of the little card files that you're supposed to check books out in.
And we also discovered that there is a museum for the same price.
Yeah, free.
Yeah.
It looked like they were charging because somebody's at the front gate, but they're not charging. So
And how nice
I like
has
the
everybody
prices
been
here.
since we've been here?
Yeah, they've been so nice, so welcoming. Okay, the street that we are on now is one of the most picturesque streets here in Puebla. It is just a really pretty, brightly colored buildings, antique shops, stuff like that that you can do. And then there's also a place that on the weekend they have a craft fair and they have an antique market if you're into that. Now, what are the foods that you want to try while you're here? There are a few you don't want to miss out on. Now, if you're here during August and September, you want to have the chiles en nogado. Now, this is something that they are very much known for. It is a poblano pepper that is stuffed, and then it's covered with a walnut sauce, and then on top of that is a pomegranate seeds. Now, the reason it's only during that time of year is it's seasonal, and it is known as kind of the dish of the Mexican flag because it's the colors of the flag.
It's the colors of the flag, and it sounds delicious. We see it everywhere. We might have to get some for us too.
Yeah, we haven't had it yet.
We haven't had it yet.
Yeah.
Now, mole poblano is the mole that you need to try while you're here. It's supposedly better than what you find in Oaxaca. Now, it's up. I don't know. It's up for debate. But that's what you're supposed to try. You're also supposed to bite into the, how's it pronounced? The
Semitas.
Semitas?
Semita sandwich.
Samita sandwich is basically a Mexican sandwich. It also looks delicious, and I think that's what I'm getting for lunch today.
Yeah, now that one is known, what it has is just like a grilled or breaded meat of
meats,
different varieties on it. It's got a shredded cheese and then some assorted vegetables. So they're very popular around here, and there's a lot of Semita shops around.
Okay, now what is the best time of year to visit? Well, just like most touristy spots, summertime is probably not your best bet.
Yeah.
It's very crowded. It's the spring and the fall. Now, we were here over the holiday weekend, and it was busy. It was very busy.
But it was still doable.
It was still doable. A lot of locals, a lot of people from Mexico City, I believe, come down, is what we were told anyway. So if you're not into the big crowds, I may avoid the
Mexican Independence Day.
Independence Day, correct. But otherwise, I would say we're here at a perfect time of year, 75 degrees.
Yeah, it's really
nice and
comfortable.
cool.
Yeah, now as far as how long you want to be here, we're here for a week. That's just because we have the time to do that. You do not need a week here. We both were feeling that about 3 days would be sufficient to do all the activities that we mentioned in here and to kind of be able to see everything you want to see.
Now, how do you get around once you're here? They do have Uber. They've got plenty of taxis to choose from. If you'd like to jump on the bus, you could do that. They're plentiful. There's also a tour bus. The tour guides, they're all over the place, so you can take those tour buses as well.
Now, as far as getting into Puebla altogether, we took a bus. We came from Oaxaca City. It was about a 5-hour bus ride. It was $42 each, and it was actually on a really nice bus, so that was an enjoyable, beautiful ride. And then also you can fly in. The airport is maybe about 30 minutes outside of town, and like we said, there is Uber, so very easy to get into.
Now, where do you stay? Get as close to the center, the historic center as you can. We had a place a little bit outside of town, outside of the center, and we switched it up a little bit.
Yeah, we came
got
into
closer
the center.
in.
Yeah, we're just
glad
a
we
few
did.
minute walk into everything, and it was really an ideal location. Now, if you are looking for something maybe a little more modern, you're not going to find that so much in town, but you can find a lot of the modern hotels just right outside of town. So there is that option. But where we are staying, which we'll give you a tour of here in just a few minutes, is a very nice place, and like we said, close to everything.
Okay, restaurant recommendations. This place right here, Taqueria, makes some amazing tacos. Don't overorder. The first time we came here, we got 3 tacos each, thinking they were the small street tacos. We had way too much food. Too much. We're coming back. The food's delicious. Make sure you don't miss this place.
Yeah, this is a Taqueria Viviana. The next place that we recommend is called Brios. They are open for breakfast and lunch. They are right across the street from our hotel, so we frequent them a few times. The food is amazing, but not only that, the staff is wonderful. So we are going to head in because I've had enough cookies now. We need some food. You want to go upstairs?
Have you been to Mexico City to Tenochtitlan?
We are going to Mexico City on Saturday.
Okay,
Yeah.
you should go to Tenochtitlan, it's a big city.
All right, I said I was going to get one earlier, and I was determined to do so. I got one. I got the chicken. Carrie thought it was such a great idea. She got the pork. So this is going to be our lunch.
Hola.
Hola.
Okay, where we are staying is called Hotel Milagro. Like we said, it's city center, so we're going to show our room to you. Sure it's all clean? Oh, it's all clean. They do a very nice job. Now this is just a hotel room. It's pretty basic, but we have the really nice big bed and bright lights because we have the 2 windows here. We don't use we'll call it bathtub pool in the corner here, but it's got a nice sized bathroom. So for us, it's been really perfect, and we are only here for a week. Now there are day trips that you do want to do outside of Puebla when you're here, and one of those is Cholula, and you know that is one that we went to do and it was great. We highly recommend it. That video will be coming out next week, and we are going to include our costs and everything for that excursion in that video, so they won't be in today's video.
They won't be in today's video, but today's video will include how much money we spent in 7 days right here in Puebla.
So the first expenses that is always the highest is your accommodations. Now we just showed you our accommodations. We're super happy here. We scored this place for a really great deal, which was $338 for the week. You know, we don't stay in hotels that often, so we do appreciate when we have the daily housekeeping, and they have been wonderful with that. So yeah, I think that was totally worth it.
Okay, then comes our activities. Now, we ate out twice a day because we're in this hotel. So that is included in all of our activities, with the exception of the excursion. That video is next week. We spent $178 on our entertainment.
Right. And then the other expense, which is usually one of our higher expenses, is our grocery costs. But once again, because we're in a hotel, that was really minor, which was $16. It was really just buying a few snacks and coffee for in the room, extra coffee for in the room, and some water.
Now comes our transportation costs. Transportation costs were very low. From the bus station to our hotel here, we spent a grand total of $4.
Yeah, pretty minor. We took an Uber, so that was easy. Now our other expenses are eSIMs. We both have an eSIM in our phone, and for the week we both paid a total of $8, so $4 each, so very affordable, and we had great coverage.
So our total costs for 7 days was $544.
Not bad for a week, really.
Not at all.
Yeah, especially like we said, we normally don't stay in hotels, so staying in hotels, eating out twice a day. Now that comes to $77 a day for a couple. So obviously if you are traveling solo, you're going to save some money on the eating out. You're probably not going to save a whole lot on accommodations. There were some hostels here, but not as many as in our last location of Oaxaca, where they were all over the place, but there were some to be had. So we appreciate you joining us today and watching this, and we hope it was helpful for you. Puebla is a place that, you know, spend a couple days, but make sure that if you're heading from Oaxaca to Mexico City, just pass through and at least give yourself a couple days here to see everything.
Thank you for watching. Please give us a thumbs up. Consider subscribing. We'll see you next time. Cheers.